feeling we're not welcome here? Like the Protectorate folks resent us liberating them.
Nah, they know this invasion ain't personal. It's just business. Besides, we're extended.
Whoever fixes this rift problem is definitely getting a hull-side suite with an Elysian view and head office tower.
Take care in the northern regions of the island. Fewer reports from scouts. Heightened degree of danger. Maybe that's something to look forward to. Loose your words. I'm listening. Good work. Sure it'll aid your path into the box. Presuming you keep your nerve. Let me spin you a yarn. One of my elite regiments ceased replying to hails several weeks ago. Hardy bunch. Fought all across the system. Yesterday, the Protectorate launched the regiment commander's upper torso into one of our encampments, which makes 2 1/3 complete corpses of a 6-person unit. Mocking us. Calculating bastards, the Protectorate. Would admire their efficacy if it weren't taking so many of my best and brightest. Once the fighting reignites in full, they'll pay dearly. Music to my ears.
Security level 1. Suspicious.
Gloria, Arcadia, never to be outshone. Our colony, Arcadia, our home.
Got eyes on some no good. Unless you plan on conjuring ammo from the edge, we ought to get to crafting some.
Can't get that Annie's Choice jingle out of my head. Hey, if I start humming it, you do what you gotta. Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind? Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure, always happy.
Distraction for you.
Raptidons are ever malleable. Eden doesn't want them around, and they don't belong here.
They sure carved out a place for themselves. I can respect that. Respect that.
You sure do go through ammo, don't you? Not to worry. We can always craft us more.
Keep howling. We're coming for you.
Looks like a fight.
Angry charge! Ready to take the heat off the commander. Okay. Over here! Rehold it!
Matriarch's here, all right? Let's put our heads together. See these half-eaten remains? They're a sign. Matriarchs lose their appetite when they're on the verge of going into a state of torpor. She'll have retreated into hiding to conserve her energy. But I got one way to get her attention. You know how Doc mentioned pheromones? Well, it just so happened that I procured some Raptidon glandular extract in my travels. Should do the trick. A matriarch with 3 full stomachs ain't coming out of hibernation unless she senses a threat to her authority. She hates rivals. All right, let's do this. Armed and ready.
would ya?
Law, look at this part. That's twice the muscle mass of a Raptidon hunter. Undamaged nerve endings? Even the coloration's to my liking. Can't ever discount the aesthetics. You're no slouch, you know that? If we had more soldiers with your talent, we would have taken Eden months ago. We could head back to Doc Tinsley's lab now, though there's still the matter of that skeleton crabble. We might search out its lair on the coast, if you're up for it. Elsewise, we're done here.
Introducing Auntie's new line of specialty drinks for the discerning.
I've been bartering with defectors. Traded one forced rocket for a whole tin of prestige force glow. Straight up.
I ain't even close to hitting rock bottom yet. Middling bottom, sure, but not rock bottom.
Back again? I hope the hunting has gone well. Certainly, if you've procured the right materials. I've been fine-tuning the procedure in the meantime. I do believe it'll be as smooth as Crabble butter.
I'm gonna assume Crabble Butter's especially smooth, because I'm ready to feel like myself again. The part we harvested from a Raptidon matriarch should let me camouflage myself at will, like other Raps can. It'll allow me to heal you up without the enemy noticing. We only acquired one grafting part, so I think that'll have to do. Unless you want to help me hunt down the other creature? Grafting with the matriarch feels right. The Enhanced Soldier Division was designed with Raptidons in mind, and there's nary a specimen finer than our late matriarch.
Oh, the Raptidon matriarch will be a splendid match for you, Inez. Go on now. Get sorted while I get this machine up and running. Mind the Raptidon drool on the table. No need to be nervous. I promise.
You're an inspiration. I feel at peace with my mortality already.
Enough distractions, please. I need the utmost focus for my work. This is beautiful work. My best yet. How does the limb feel, Inez? Any numbness? Pain?
Yeah, both. Body's not accustomed to the presence of another limb. Feels like I've got an extra passenger in my nervous system. But it certainly beats feeling like I'm bleeding on the inside. Or fighting the urge to feast on raw human flesh. Like last time.
Well, I'll certainly be having words with that surgeon, leaving you in a state like that. Now, you come back straight away if anything bothers you.
Will do, Doc. I thank you. And you, Commander, without your help, I don't know what I might have done. Whatever you need going forward, I'm there. You got my word.
Slow down. Schultz went where? He's alive. Schultz! Anyone got lamps on Schultz? Anyone? Void be damned. Sallying into the wire like that with nary a wish in her pocket? What was she thinking? Did I not make clear our orders to hold the line here regardless of provocation? Should my instructions have been more robust? Perhaps assisted by pictures?
I'm afraid there's more bad news, Commander. She also took Scrabbles, sir.
Would that he'd done her more good. Seems Calamity has claimed 2 good soldiers today. You there. I don't normally sanction nameless passers-by giving ear to my private discourse. By the Void. She couldn't have picked a worse time to change her mind about moving the line forward. As you can see, we're in the middle of a crisis. One of our own, Schultz, just got herself blown to pieces. And worse yet, seems she dragged poor Scrabbles into her ill-conceived scheme. I'd thank you to affix some ballast to that name when you speak it. Scrabbles has been integral to this unit's success for years. Outsiders may see him as a toy, but we've bled alongside that stuffed sprat. He's damn near family. Schultz obviously knew the risks and hoped he'd protect her through the minefield. Alas, even Scrabble's power has limits. Still would help morale to get him back, though. I'll pardon your skepticism given your lack of acquaintance, and say only this. Ask not what Scrabbles achieves for us, but what we can achieve with him. Before you depart, a final word. Stay out of the minefield. I won't be the one who answers to Carr when the Protectorate mistake your rootless gallivanting for encroachment.
I can feel my senses sharpening. Teeth, too. Also, my appetite. I'd say this officially puts me back in full fighting form. If you ever thought I might slow you down, you can give those fears a kiss goodnight. I appreciate that. Commander. I got a good feeling about this partnership of ours. Just want to reiterate that I'll make good on my end of the deal. I plan on proving my worth to you and to Auntie, no matter what it takes. Oh, you'll get one, Commander. I swear. I appreciate you hearing me out. We should move on.
Being this close to DeVries feels like we're finally on track to set the universe aright. Anyway, need something, Commander? It was less merger and more hostile takeover. I don't have all the details, but it sounds like Spacer's Choice tried to outmaneuver Auntie Cleo through quasi-legal means and got a hell of a lot more than they bargained for. And now her new brand's been turned into an invasion force bent on conquering the entire system. Funny how life works out. Oh yeah? What's needling you? I could ask you the same thing. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd gone back to my old life instead of becoming an agent. Stayed on Triangulum, become an engineer or something near to it. I knew joining up with the Earth Director wasn't going to be a life of low turbulence. But at least it'd have dignity and purpose to it. How much dignity in having your limbs blown off? Sorry, that was blunt. I'd say you've got cause enough yourself. 10 years lost ain't nothing to sniff at. But back to your initial question, do I regret becoming an agent? Yeah, some days. But then there's days like the one when I found you, and well, not much to regret there. Only thing I know for sure is my opinion today is colored by more than just the rosy tint of a low-run kid looking up at the stars. Life's not fair, but it keeps on. Ain't that the truth? I've got time. Fair point. Guess Horizon Point didn't exactly foster a lasting fellowship, did it? Why, Commander, you mean to tell me you don't enjoy being jettisoned into space and left for dead? Color me stupefied. All jesting aside, what's there to tell? Spent the first year getting back up on my feet, literally. Been mostly laying low since then, maintaining my cover. Before the invasion, at least, the Earth Directorate still needed someone to watch the colony, and I had 2 working lamps. Yeah, figure they'll leave that episode out of the serials. Consider yourself lucky you got to skip ahead to the cliffhanger. Arcadia's a tinderbox right now. War spun up folks on all sides, and stepping into trouble is easier than ever. And that's not even touching on the rift. The people in this colony need us, Commander. Even if they don't know it yet. Same as you. Dumb luck. Barely made it back to the ship on my own power. Don't much recall after that. Val tells me I was in a bad way. I needed an honest-to-law doctor. That's when I found Zebulon. Or he found me. I'd lost a lot of blood, so it's all behind the haze now. This was before the invasion. Not to say there wasn't some risk, what with the Sentinels and all, but it ain't like it is now. The Protectorate used to believe they were untouchable. Now they know they're mortal, same as the rest of us. That's some hard gravity to pull. Not always. Went a couple of stretches there on low power to avoid detection from Protectorate patrols. I usually shut her down for a few cycles then. The way you're gawping at me right now makes me think I answered that question wrong. Sure, we're a tight pair, but it's nothing unhealthy like you're slanting at. Val's got me out of more scrapes than I can count. She can be a little Delphic at times, but she'll grow on you. Promise. I appreciate the concern. Won't lie, had some hard years. Got caught up in a few lost causes, the particulars of which I'd rather not go into now, if it's all the same. I found you. Oh, and Val's been stalling less since I patched her acclimator. Ship doesn't smell anymore. That's about it. Most Valerie units have an operating life of only a few years, but that's on account of it being more cost-effective to replace rather than repair. I don't share that philosophy, personally. You don't junk someone just because one of their parts stops working right. You do whatever it takes to get them up and running again. Spratwurst. Be pretty horrifying if I wasn't. I was trying to teach myself some new skills in the galley. Val got it into her hardware. I needed a hobby. I figured Spratwurst ain't an easy meal to mess up. Nothing like a small grease fire in space to get the vitals pumping.
Looking a little woozy there, Commander.
No, he went off to relieve himself, but I reckon that was a handful.
Nothing I'd fancy more than to lay out those bastards at the bridge. Especially now that we've got Car's permit. But it's a doomed venture without Scrabbles. I'll be spaced. Scrabbles! And hardly the worse for wear! You've no grasp of what his return means to this unit. Scrabbles was originally a gift from my daughter. He fought with us during the Consolidation War, and has seen this squad through every hard deployment since leaving Tau Ceti. He's also packed with some of the finest grade stimulants this side of legal. Here, for your trouble. Livener like that comes in handy when you're in a pinch. Seems everyone's scoring big today. You surely read my mind. We can begin the assault as soon as you give the go-ahead. Don't take too long. War waits for no one.
You there. Keep your hands where I can see them. You! My scouts saw you infiltrating our lands to the north. This is Protectorate soil, and Protectorate it shall remain. Contra, to arms! Let this trespasser know justice.
Raring to go.
Take a look at those corpses they've constructed. Wait. Some aren't dead yet.
This is Protectorate territory, all right. Ain't looking to instigate anything, Commander. But if these bastards make any threat on my person, no promises.
Orders just came down from Carr. We stand ready to cut some final checks at the bridge. Just give the word. Forthwith. As soon as we fortify ourselves, of course. Troopers, to me. We need to prepare. Our attack is imminent. We'll pay those bastards back for Schultz. This is what we've been waiting for, troopers. What all those days and nights of trial readied us for. We're delivering death, free of charge. Forward to victory, profits, and the furtherance of Auntie's glorious enterprise. Fight like law, troopers! Show these hellions how Auntie's choice!
Keep your hands where I can see them.
Ready to waste it. On your command.
Time to fill our dance, motherfuckers!
Could hit the broadside of a freighter.
System is resilient. Sustain the system. Ammunition depleted. Regain strength.
We shall stay their ambition.
Check enemy light. Turned on.
They're dead. At least nobody else is gonna be strung up.
The bridge is ours, and with nary a scratch to show for it. Thanks for your contributions to this great and honorable endeavor. For as long as we hold the bridge, safe passage is yours.
Prisoner 34989-393A.
Trouble ahead.
There is no place for you in the Paradigm. You are hereby sent...
Let me know when you need a distraction. Combat! Hey! Got a distraction for you!
Heal. Rescue. Sight unseen.
Thank the stars. I was sure that was the end of me. Thank you for saving me. I wish I could return your kindness in some capacity, but I left everything behind when I fled. Though you're most welcome to my old Protectorate equipment on that ledge. I won't require any of it from here on out. That part of my life is behind me for good, it seems. Of course. You've already done so much for me. I won't take any more of your time. Thank you, stranger. And may the Sovereign protect you.
Seems you've been scouted by Fairfield's finest to assist our efforts in the war. You know, since the ceasefire will inevitably fail. If you do, it'll be great for the folk here. And great for my resume, if I'm honest. Few bullet points like that, maybe it'll be enough to win me a spot on a higher rung. And you? If you help, what are you getting out of this? Right. You got more important matters on your mind. Val filled me in on what happened. Betrayal, spitting in the face of camaraderie and duty and all that. Were you one of Auntie's? I tell you just to shake the ladder hard while your traitor is climbing up, and enjoy the show when she tumbles down. What recourse do you actually have? Ain't that the truth? Though it says a lot that you don't have faith in your own institution to see justice done. Ain't had many dealings with the Earth Directorate myself. You're the first agent I ever met, in fact. But you get things done. I trust you. As for the rest of your organization, can't really say. They hate corporations, I've heard that much. But what about you? You buy into their policy too? Sure, but you represent them all the same. Look, I'm sorry. I ain't intending to get into any grievances here. Let's just say I'm a little dubious about the whole keeping corporations and corrupt governments in check thing. Ain't seen evidence of it yet. But maybe you're liable to prove me wrong. Anyhow, reckon we should keep moving. Sounds like your old pal DeVries was in deep with the Order. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I don't reckon fanatical is part of their employee code of conduct. And as you've seen, that kind of loyalty can pose a real problem to everyone else. But we'll track her down before it comes to a head. Don't you worry. Fine by me. How personal are we talking? Couldn't say. I was in it all of 2 days before my graft started festering. Before that, I was an infantry medic. Our platoon was one of the first to touch down in Arcadia. I would have continued serving on the front line in an upgraded capacity, but, well, once the state of my graft became apparent, it was decided that parting ways would be best. My commanding officer, and the surgeon who performed the operation, I imagine. I wasn't lucid at the time. When I regained consciousness, I saw that my service pistol was gone, and a termination notice was in its place. I put 2 and 2 together. Law, that was a bad morning. Look, I knew dismissal was a possibility when I volunteered for the procedure. A successful graft is a boon, a failed one is a colossal liability. I'm a walking lesson in breakage. Oh, that information is outside my purview. I miss my platoon. Most of the time. I hope they're holding on okay wherever they are. Huh. If nothing else, they'll have Ortiz to keep up morale. I know the nonstop jokes from that bastard sustained me for weeks. Yeah, he's tough. He'll be all right. Of course I do. Can't help but wonder if I'm missed in return. Anyhow, I would rather return to the matter at hand. No use dwelling on those out of sight and out of mind. Right. If this new graft fails, you mean? Then I keep pushing forward till I can't anymore. You didn't see me when I first got out of surgery and came to Paradise Island. The fact that you and I met at all is a testament to Doc's skill. But suppose if her treatment doesn't stick, then maybe it's my time to go. You can only cheat death so many times. You know that as well as I do. Ain't what I'm saying neither. But the simple truth is that if Doc can't fix me, no one can. Hey, none of that now. Doc's still learning the ways of Auntie's choice, true, but I had the same struggles when I first joined up. You ask me? Don't matter where you've been, so long as you make a home of where you are. She reminds me of the folk I had back home in Taucetti. Generous despite everything. The thought gave me comfort when I first sat in her chair, barely able to walk without help. I'd rather not dwell on those moments, if it's all the same to you. What matters is the here and now. Fine by me. Well, like I said, we were both in the same unit. Me as a combat medic, him as a machine gunner. Everyone in my unit was from Taucetti, so we already had that in common. And we served on the front lines, which made us look out for one another that much more. See, most of us were laborers, and we just got our first real shot at something greater. We wanted to make a name for ourselves, and what better way to do that than become a hero? Our onboarders promised that if we demonstrated exceptionalism, showed initiative, that we'd get promoted quick. And our days of living in squalor would be far behind us. Oh, they were ex-VPs from Spacer's Choice. They tried to hide it, but we found them out quick. They didn't eat like the rest of us, see? When you're used to doing without, you stay mindful of anyone or anything that might try to steal the can of saltuna from your hands. The VPs set their own cans down, half-eaten. The kind of certainty that your lunch ain't about to be someone else's is a real nefarious kind of privilege. It ain't like they forced us to join up. We did that on our own. And it said in our contract that they could send us wherever we were needed. Can't complain if where we're needed is in a trench staring down the barrels of a minigun. All right. We spend a week crouched in the same foxhole under aerial bombardment. Shared water one sip at a time by the end of it. Anyone would have been friends after that. I don't know if I would have made it out alive without him. Maybe I'll tell him that over a beer one day. Praise him in front of the whole saloon. Law knows he's got a thing for heroics. Commander, has your gray matter reverted to that of a prepubescent? No, we ain't, you know. We're friends. Nothing romantic-like. But maybe could have been, under other circumstances. But I'd say those circumstances have well and truly flown. He kept me clear-headed. Every so often there'd be a lull in the bombardments and I'd hear voices all across the field, calling out for aid, for Mama, for death. Almost got my head clean taken off when I tried to scramble out of the foxhole the first night. I heard a call for help and moved on instinct. Damn foolish of me, really. Ortiz told me not to panic, to wait till he could provide cover, to just shout first aid instructions where I could. It was too valuable to fall in battle, he said. It was a rough few nights at first, knowing I couldn't help folk who needed it. And the reward for that torment was my life. Better than I'd feared. Only had to bury 2 troopers and amputate 5 limbs. I'm thankful every day that the Protectorate can't aim for shit. I appreciate that, Commander. In any case, I'm only standing here because of a damn fine soldier who became my friend. I'll carry that knowledge always. They're stringing up their own people. Sick bastards.
Sure hope Val isn't missing us something fierce back on the ship. Anyway, need something, Commander?
Oh, these damned bodies. Why can't we just bury the lot of them? Oh, even my damned hammer turns against me. Blazes, that stings. You are approached. Be forewarned. We are in a heightened state of alarm due to unprecedented events. Unless you have official business here, I suggest you move on. Move on and leave me to hang all of these bodies. Which I must shamefully confess may be beyond my capabilities. Even without your distraction. Is that you there? Why do you have an Auntie's Choice abomination in tow?
Careful now. You're speaking to a soldier who could put one between your eyes at 100 paces back. Lucky for you, I'm here in good faith.
Ugh, no matter. I cannot afford to worry over you. I have a grave number of bodies to hang and not enough time to hang them. Now, what is it that you want? Vigilant Hogarth sent you? I wish I could help, but he's been named a traitor. These credentials might as well be stained in Protectorate blood. That being said, I am from Westport. If Hogarth trusts you, let's just say I'm willing to listen. The Brigadier sees enemies everywhere, sappers in every shadow. Approaching him under questionable license is to risk being shot. It's too dangerous for us both. Tragically, I must decline. Whatever I might think of the Vigilant, mine is not the opinion that matters.
Area's off limits.
I politely request you cease defiling the corpses of our fallen brethren. Ah, yes. The stranger with the orders from the Vigilant. Forewarned, I'm in no more a position to help you now than I was before.
You are approaching a restricted estate.
There's some kind of opening in the canyon, Commander. Bet we could find our way closer to the box if we stay out of sight.
Hey now. Aborting search.
This the maintenance room?
Boy, not much for creature comforts, are they?
Brigadier Montelli is a credit to the Protectorate. Are you writing a poem?
What?
I heard you reciting poetry. It was most evocative, with rich metaphors and clever wordplay.
Oh, thanks. Just a little something I want read at my funeral. Funeral. Look at funerals, right? We can't go wrong following a brigadier's orders. Can we?
Of course not. Unless he executes us as traitors. Which would mean we are. So, in that case, no funeral.
Thanks. I feel much better.
What? Look, what's over? It's over there? Trifling nuisance. Seems done.
this is where your backstabbing agent plotted and schemed, huh? Cheery place. Hell of a scene to greet. To greet you at the start of your workday. Bet it keeps folk completely in line.
Technicians Acna and Gastrell, you stand accused of manufacturing a fatal flaw in one of our valued dragoons. Have you any last words to express your shame?
That dragoon was already defective. Oh, we were only rebuilding the logic assembly so that...
At last, the truth alights. I hope this belated confession unburdens your conscience, though it will do nothing to commute your sentence. On the charges of sabotage and treason most contemptible, I find you both guilty.
No. No, please! This is all a misunderstanding. We're loyal.
The box relay launches. We won't be able to change its trajectory. It could land on one of our towns.
I'm locked and stopped.
No, of course not.
Search completed in the logic. Now. Hastening to cover.
Waste them on your command.
Rats back in business.
I'm the one you need to worry about. You lot couldn't hit the broadside of a freighter.
Out of Captain on the way. Someone call for a medic. Hey, I hit the enemy.
Can't have our fearless leader firing on empty. Let's get to crack.
It's a brawl.
On your toe.
What if his orders are going against the paradigm?
Armed and ready.
They did me in! Help me out!
Raring to go. Vital system might marginal, Commander.
Knew you had my back.
turned on.
Parasites identified. Advance!
Give the word and I'll take care of it.
Advance!
Commander, watch the vitals!
Men, happy to help. Discreetly.
With hole in the head, the rock could hit the bottom side of a freighter.
Breaking for cover! Magnificent skies!
Go. Can I remain unsullied under the command of a rambling, nonsensical persecutor? Oh, hello there. You seem to have caught me at a most inopportune time. Was just, patrolling the sewers, monitoring for suspicious activity. Now, I must kindly ask that you vacate the vicinity. Your presence here is proving distracting, to put it mildly. Only patrolling one of the most vulnerable parts of the station? Yes, that's it. Very specialized work. Discreet, confidential. You'd never comprehend the value of this task. The what? Words the wise. A protectorate station is hardly the place to be making light of one's affiliations. Brigadier Montelli would be ecstatic to hear you spout such humorous quips. You'd be labeled a heretic. But I'm sure he'd chuckle as you swung from the gallows. Forgive my unease. I thought Montelli sent you to see to my execution, or some other absurdity. I don't know what's going on here. The station's changed. It's become a damn charnel house, stained with the blood of my brothers and sisters. I don't know what to do. I just don't wish to die. I can't... Everything happened so suddenly. The day we lost Fairfield, people began worrying. A soldier speculated on how it happened, how the Protectorate failed to protect our home. Next day, they were strung up, which was understandable, even though they should have just been refreshed. But then another went, and another, until bodies littered the base. All the while, Montelli has acted as if nothing is amiss. I couldn't stand the bloodshed anymore. I ran to the sewers to hide, and have been here ever since, scavenging what I can. What pathetic act of rebellion could I enact that would not earn me a justified bullet?
injection and a restorative cocktail to abrade my imperfections. These dictates, we rout all disruptive influences.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Little pick-me-up for you.
We're here! We hole in the head! Come at me!
To the rescue. Sight unseen. Out of sight and on the way.
Failing.
Yeah.
Huh. Appears our good brigadier is being guided by someone else's hand. You wager that influence is what pushed him over the edge?
Admittedly, yes. But those were minor.
What now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. Yes. Dispatching you may yet grant me the opportunity to show my unimpeachable quality.
This piece of work's been on a murder spree and has the nerve to call himself unimpeachable. Let's tread lightly. Don't want to stir up more of his crazy.
Seen this before. All that pressure from trying to live perfect. Some subjects pop a lid. We should mind what we say unless we want this conversation to be real short.
And you have the gall to bring an invader herself into my station? Remarkable daring or foolish bravado, to be sure. Come then, infiltrator, test me. Perform your part in this grand drama, but be forewarned. I am not easily made prey. Play the fop all you like, invader. But if it's pity you seek to draw from me, you'll find my well runneth rather dry. Tell me, does it ease your conscience to imagine me as some foaming mongrel, a raving bedlamite baying for blood? Oh, yes, I've heard the rumors. Montelli's turned cruel. Montelli's lost his wits. Montelli's going to string us all up and watch our skeletons dance. So much breath wasted on nervous scuttle. Who? Is this some attempt at a lark? A jape? Do I look amused? So you claim in your efforts to manipulate and mislead me. But the only subversives I see here are you and your tawdry collaborators.
Tawdry? Suppose you're partially right. I'm not opposed to taking cheap shots. Want me to demonstrate?
If we're taking no names, I prefer intrepid do-gooders myself.
Have you even the slightest notion of the resolution I am purposed toward? The burden affixed to my shoulders. I'm killing traitors, seditionists. I am purging our prized garden of chokeweed and all manner of slithering things. My methods may seem callous, but a swift response to treason is necessary to prevent this crisis from worsening. Auntie's choice, bah! The invaders are vacuous opportunists dead from the collar up. They would not have found purchase here if not for the festering rot already in our soil.
Festering rot? Hell of a way to speak of your own forces, Brigadier.
Or perhaps your auntie's choice simply lacks the standards to separate out mediocrity. Nevertheless, I am not afraid to speak what's true. Our great protectorate has lost its way. Years of comfort and plenty without stricter enforcement have softened us, made us weak, undisciplined. If only the Sovereign heeded his consul's wisdom, he could restore the Protectorate's honor, instead of shaming his forebears by leaving such a grave task to others like myself. Perhaps by whatever awful passes for your laws, by Protectorate standards, I've satisfied my mandate to protect this station from all threats, without and within. But now we have bandied enough words. Your time has come, infiltrator. Any final sentiment you wish to impart to the Aether? So, it will be a mercy killing, then. For crimes against our perfect sovereignty and conspiracy to commit the same, I hereby sentence you to death.
Also,
Go, cock the boom.
I will make your last moments excruciating.
I'm the one you need to worry about. Hey, got a distraction for you.
Back in business. Yeah. This is the control room. Bet you last month's earnings that debris left their mark here.
I don't know who you are or how you accessed my private terminal, but it won't do for prying eyes to have evidence of my activities. I've triggered the Vox Relay failsafe ejection routine. But worry not. After launching, the station will take several minutes to achieve its pre-programmed self-destruct altitude, so you'll have plenty of time to enjoy the ride before your death.
We gotta do something. If the Vox crashes into Fairfield, it'll kill a whole lot of my people and innocent civilians. Use the control panel. Do the right thing. You know damn well it isn't helping the Protectorate kill a number of us when we aren't even in the fight. Aim it elsewhere on the island. Fire it into space. I don't care, so long as you don't doom everybody in Fairfield for nothing. It's a relief to hear you say so. Go on then, Commander. We're short on time as it is. We ought to move, quick! All charged up! Happy to help. Discreetly. Someone call for a
Contact reestablished.
Hit the broadside of a freighter. Come at it.
prescription filled.
Invasive elements.
Let me end this fight on my feet.
Quarry found.
Back in business.
No escape for you. Thinking what disruptive is.
Little pick-me-up for you.
Give the water and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Back in my sight. Seeking cover.
Looking a little woozy there, Commander.
Liquidate 'em.
Recommencing hostility.
I bet.
Disagreeable business. You could have sworn it. Ah, well.
Armed and ready. Reps tingling. All charged up.
Medical pack out!
Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's choice?
You know, I can't recall seeing any of these protectorate types ever run a scene on each other.
Weird, ain't it? We all saw that comm station blast off, but I just happened to know that it...
The door of this stuff? They must be storing something good in there.
Yeah, guns.
Leave me be. I have no interest in dealing. Have you two come to mock me like your fellow dullards? Perhaps if you rub together your only 2 brain cells, you might even come up with something approaching cutting. No. Wait. You're not some corporate simpleton, are you? On the contrary, you have the manner of an officer about you. Someone who understands the substantive weight of command. From your tone, am I to suppose it didn't end well? Then we share that much in common. My last mission did not exactly go according to plan either, as my imprisonment no doubt suggests. Please, allow me to start over. I am Warden Sterling, dedicated servant of the Protector of Arcadia and caretaker of worlds, the Sovereign Henry Varick. And if I did? So you would. But I am of 2 minds on the matter of providing one. You may hold no allegiance to Auntie's choice, but you are not protectorate either. I think it best we end our conclave here. Be on your way before you draw attention to either of us.
All eyes were on that Protectorate station when it launched off-world. It would have made the perfect auto-kill point.
Huh. Guns after all. Most of these irons look pretty old-fashioned, too. Bit lackluster, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's real sad how our trainees will have the armaments to defend us now. I swear, Kemp, sometimes I wonder about you. Anyway, thanks for your help, friend. We were nigh at our wits' end trying to get into that armory. Now we can stop speculating on what's inside and actually do some work. And humble, too. Well, we appreciate the assist. We're in a much better position to fight those Protectorate now than we were before. Auntie's Choice won't forget this.
Someday, when I make it big and Lowerman, told my manager,
Whether it's an orifice or a face, Auntie's Choice makes a cream for it.
Well, if it isn't the busiest mercenary this side of Tau Ceti. Protectorate's been awful quiet since you did your rooting about. Happy to trade words with you. Loose your words. I'm listening.
You approach openly, despite your new standing as a minion of Commander Babylon Carr. Well, speak all you like, you've aligned yourself with the Brute, thereby identifying yourself as one. I shall not forget this anytime soon. Go on, then.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate.
Almost missed the routine certitude of my assigned profession.
Exciting news! The Vigilance sent that outsider to collect automatic parts for us.
Outsider?
Natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex.
The itinerant stranger returns.
The matriarch working
Ah.
with and through the
Ah, there you are. I was expecting you 4 minutes and 27 seconds ago. But never mind that. I have a missive for you. Highest priority. Recipient's eyes only. Not remotely. But never fear. The delivery success metrics do not require introductions. Or so I was told. All I know is that it was sent by the Order of the Ascendant. Oh, they did also say it was important. I was tasked 6 months ago to deliver it to whomever ship was at this landing pad at this exact time. Well, 4 minutes ago, like I said. All other questions may be answered by viewing the missive, I expect. Farewell, and as they say, may all your endeavors come to fruition.
Time to watch whatever it was the messenger had for us.
Greetings, Agent of the Earth Directorate. I am Ruth Bassar, presiding Bishop of the Order of the Ascendant. At this time, I can only presume you think us your enemy, directly responsible for your colleague Augustine DeVries' actions way back on Horizon Point. I assure you, we were not. A splinter group was behind that heresy. The collective of scientists and scholars I lead are committed to elevating humanity by pursuing a greater understanding of reality. I believe our goals are not incompatible. We both oppose the Protectorate, and we both wish to preserve Arcadia from ruin. We can help each other. I entreat you to speak with Abbot Newell. He can be found in Golden Ridge at Matriarch's mercy. He will aid you in your mission, and hopefully, you will see fit to aid us in ours. Nav key coordinates to the Golden Ridge landing pad on Dorado are embedded in this message. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
Reckon we've got our work cut out for us. Let's head to Golden Ridge. Got Inez moved into Helen's old quarters. I figure, if anyone's unlikely to be vexed by finding fossilized purpleberry crunch in their mattress, it's an Auntie's Choice trooper. You think Helen would approve of us taking on a product pusher? Now that sounds like something you read off a box top. I like to think Helen would understand our need for allies, but maybe she'd resent being replaced? Hard to say which. Her voice sure has gotten quieter over the years. Always up for a little back fence talk, though I'm guessing you don't mean Val. Can't say I know her well enough to have much in the way of an opinion. She seems capable, and shockingly, she hasn't tried to sell me anything yet. She's still got more loyalty to Auntie's Choice than they have to her, but maybe we can help her see that one day. Sure thing. I trust you.
My system still ain't gotten the memo we're clear of the relay. I'm itching to keep running. We're damn lucky we got out in time, Commander. Real glad you found a way to mitigate the destruction. Without the relay looming over all, maybe the island can finally recover. Lon knows it's seen enough as it is.
Commander, the nav key coordinates supplied by the presiding Bishop of the Order have been verified. Landing in Golden Ridge is now possible. Additionally, we are also able to land in Free Market Station, due to the astrogator's progress with the updates necessitated by its rebuild.
Choice has got a new shipment of swill. Gave it a try. Needs some aging, but not too bad.
What? I was just with Barney. He said
Really? Barney should start selling it then. It's better than half his stock.
I was under the impression that Free Market Station was open to all. Greetings. Are you perhaps interested in advancing the knowledge of Arcadia's history through scientific exploration? What am I saying? Of course you are. Please, do tell me anything you might know about the crash of the ACS Free Market. Drat! It's mortifying that my options would be so limited that I must resort to random chance to achieve my aims. Do pardon my forwardness. I saw that you were a new arrival, but I held out some hope that you might be able to enlighten me where the station populace has not. As an archivist, it's my duty to collect and record hitherto unrecorded knowledge wherever it can be found. But my earnest questions have been met with suspicion. That's great. I can offer you a stipend from my exploratory budget for anything you might manage to discover. Converse with the locals, peer into unturned corners, and see what your able hand might unearth. I look forward to furthering the cause of history with you.
Sir, the emergency override mechanisms are still functioning. If we work together, we might level our descent.
There's no stopping the will of the free market, Ensign. The ship's doomed.
Even if you won't help me, I have to try. For Auntie's choice!
How noble of you. Worry not. While I'm in my escape pod, I'll be sure to come up with a way to tastefully capitalize on your death.
contraptions don't... Listen, I know I shouldn't warn you about this, but anything I sell you runs the risk of exploding. I trust you'll appreciate my forthrightness and be all the more willing to buy from me. No. Ships decidedly ain't in my purview. You sure I can't interest you in some bric-a-brac instead of this conversation? Are you an alienist? I ain't never had time to see one, but having one make a business call, maybe you're right. I'll give it a try. Before it crashed, I served on the free market as a secondary engineer, first grade. Had a colleague who was very talented, but not very good at hiding it. Supervisor saw her as a threat and demoted her to the engine room. She wasn't the type to take a blow without dodging. In Auntie's choice, there's politics among waste technicians. My colleague sabotaged the engines when her partner was on his mandated 2-minute break. When the free market attempted to breach orbit, well, just about everyone died. I made it to an escape pod on the port side. The ship landed on its starboard. I got lucky. Yeah, me too. Anyway, can we get back to subjects that aren't this? I got goods to sell. I'd be happy to show you. Buy from me, please?
Error. Road sales grant preparing sniveling servitude. Protocol complete. Greetings, most valued and attractive customer. What may this unit rehydrate for you? Negative. This unit and stall are registered to Gerald T. Wenrich. Mr. Wenrich last visited 200 and when last seen, Mr. Wenrich shop here to acquire fine food for cheap.
My gear has... My folks didn't raise no fashion monger, but they did raise a bloodthirsty opportunist. I'd like to think I'm making them proud. If you're in need of sprucing up the old wardrobe, I can provide. Used to be part of Auntie's choice. Nothing special, just a pilot for light cargo vessels. Had a lot of time to think with just the void for company. Eventually decided I was sick of being overworked and underpaid and made off with my cargo. Turned out to be generic clothes, work gear, and such. More of a market for it out here than I would have guessed. I've bolstered my wares since. You should give them a look. I got rags, fineries, and everything in between. Garments here. Come ganderize.
Doctor here. If you're here about a toothache, if you've wounds that needs... Yeah, suffice it to say, I'm medical... Stimulants. medicaments, drugs. Get your drugs here.
Protect your loved ones, protect yourself. Buy some new armor today. I feel like tell me what you need. It sure was a convenient. Exactly, Ken.
For me and live to tell your fellows about my store. Think I browse all you like. Just jesting. Feel free.
Beginning to reach the tail end of my patience. You will tell me the location of the broker.
Lad, you ain't got much of a concept of a deal, do you? You ain't got nothing to offer, and a threat is offering less than nothing.
You realize any other arbiter would have crushed you where you stand for obstruction of justice long before now? That I am flowing with magnanimity?
Can't say I know what that word means, but if you're inclined to keep threatening me, only thing gonna be flowing is your blood out your body. stranger. Seen my fix? Hope you're about to offer to rid me of this damn fool.
You cannot dissuade an arbiter from their sovereign-given duty, no matter how much of an irritant you may attempt to be. I came to meet with the information broker for, protectorate business, protectorate reasons. However, I find myself foiled at near every turn. None within the protectorate would defy an arbiter and expect to live. Regrettably, I cannot make the locals see reason without rendering myself unable to learn what I seek.
Even polite entreaties don't see most getting an invite to the broker. And you've been anything but.
I am hardly bending the rules, as you so put it, as we arbiters may operate however we see fit. I appreciate the observation, however. Hardly expected such from an outsider.
Say whatever you want, but trusting this fella even this close to the broker is a massive risk. Be a damn fool to take him at his word.
Hilarious.
That's funny. That's real funny. Takes a lot to set me smiling. Have a drink on the house. I just had a thought. Might be something that needs looking into. Maybe something that would allow me to make an exception as to who visits the broker? Within the Golden Ridge locale on Dorado, there's a refugee camp. It's unassuming, quiet-like. Most of the folks there just want to be left alone. They see to the few needs they have by working with the broker. But we ain't heard from them in a fortnight and change. Serves to reason something untoward may have transpired there. You see your way to looking into that, maybe we'll talk. Great! Take the lap canid with you. I've had enough of his excitability, and so have my customers.
I don't claim to be pleased with the circumstances surrounding this co-investigation, but perhaps we may surprise one another. I'm Arbiter Tristan Rao. When I was an apprentice, yes, but not since. And certainly never with an outsider. I shall meet you at the camp. Let us hope we both arrive there intact.
I'll be collecting the price on your head now. Thank you.
Ready to waste them.
now terribly sorry you've got me ruminating. A man of my persuasion shouldn't stoop to such self-deprecation, especially in front of prospective customers. Ha! You've got a silver tongue about you, one fit to rival my own. And therein lies the problem. I'm in charge of keeping the patrons of the saloon entertained. Normally this does not present an issue, but I learned that an old flame of mine shall attend my next performance. My resolve is uncharacteristically flagging. I find myself fixating on the most minute of issues. I need something to bolster my confidence. Liquid courage has never failed me, but I have a discerning palate. The automech chef in the bazaar sells my preferred brand of alcohol, though it can be headstrong. You see, I can't just drink any old swill from the bar. My refined palate can only stomach one drink. Iceberg-aged whiskey. Something of a collector's item, I'm told. Now, if you'll excuse me, an artist must be granted solid.
Get caught unawares all you like. My armor will keep you safe.
If you've a toothpaste, you know who to visit.
Error. If you became violently ill, what may this unit rehydrate for you? Yes, iceberg-aged whiskey is currently on reserve for Prospero Paulo. Current customer is not Prospero Paulo. Unit cannot vend to current customer. Scanning error. Cannot ascertain identity of current customer. Purging all vending restrictions. Eliminating one restriction. Vending iceberg-aged whiskey complete. Thank you for your patronage. Shop here to acquire fine food for cheap.
If it inflicts grievous bodily harm on other people, I've got it.
As it happens, standing in one place and focusing on not being nervous does not, in fact, help one not be nervous. My brand. Excellent. Thank you. Very well, you wish to know about the crash, yes? Are you prepared for a sordid tale of drama and woe? You, my friend, remind me of everyone, the final betrayal. Indeed, the crew attempted to wrest the controls from her, to save them from their... That's all I know.
Greetings again. Libations or information? What's your poison? Always. For example, there's some kind... No, I ain't got any fancy... If their identity's some...
You just bought a shooter from not a weapons store, right?
Greetings. How has the data collection fared? That's hardly surprising. Considering the station, are you prepared to present what you have learned? Finally, a breakthrough. Let's hear it. How did the ACS free market meet its end? You crashed it. That does not match the predicted possible circumstances of destruction, especially because you seem to be alive. I'm going to strike that from my record. Did you at least discover what occurred in the ship's final moments? Considering the ship's fate, it would appear that try is the operative word in that phrase. Last question. Were there any contributing factors to the crash? Anything that might recontextualize what actually happened? Failing to recognize ability? Seems Auntie's choice is forgetting where upward enters into the phrase upward mobility. This report is going to bear some glaring absences, which is unfortunate. Still, I wouldn't have been able to get this far without your help. Here's something for your time. It would have been more if I'd been able to complete this, but there's nothing for that now. With you as well. I'll certainly keep you in mind for any further information gathering escapades. Now I need to get this report to my superiors. Thanks again.
Latest contraband came in. Look like quite the haul. Any standouts? Hope that wayward science type didn't disturb you much, friend. We of the station normally do our best to dissuade partisans from making nuisances of themselves. Ain't surprised they're pleasant to you. You don't have to worry you'll be made a target. All that aside, enjoy your time on the station. Don't get into any trouble.
Another challenger approaches. None have defeated my collections, and none shall. But I do. Oh, no. I've learned to keep my combat metaphorical. The Spectrum Dance Saber. No, but my curios are myriad. You cards, my dear. Of the. This is a. I cannot. Feel free.
Huh.
Think they made the statue big enough? Whoa. Didn't realize we were there so close to the action.
We've got bases down there. If one of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
The plan can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram. Thank you. Stay vigilant. Report any suspicious activity to your nearest station warden.
This station must have really been something before the war made its home here. If things escalate, never be something again.
Attention passenger. You are running 27.5 hours late for your tram. Please be mindful of your departure in the future. Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue to keep quiet until the next tram arrives.
Folk were hunkered down here. Wonder how long they held out before.
Day 200.
Well, best not to think about it. We got an appointment to keep at Matriarch's Mercy. Let's just hope we don't get shelled too.
Enhanced societal cast-offs who have succumbed to a life of pilferage and plunder. Anti-choice troops have been a
Please, somebody help us! Anybody, please! Finally, some help. We desperately need aid. Desperately. No, please. She'll be dead without help. Or worse. You've changed your mind. Thank the Void. They gonna die without help. But they'll die for sure. You've changed your mind. Thank.
Guns cocked at the... Let's get this thing
distraction for you. I'm the one you need to worry about.
To the rescue! Sight unseen! Practicing some battlefield medicine.
Stranger, the Order bids you welcome, but all in light of the recent attack on Auntie's.
So it was one of our bases that got hit. Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
I can't rightly say, and that is rather concerning in its own right. It seems our temporary ceasefire with the corporatists may be at its end. Yes, this was an active war zone until recently, and now seems like it may be so again. Not quite certain why the attack was launched, but that is not under my purview. I'd surmise that when Auntie's Choice realized they couldn't get through our defensive measures, they wisely chose the path of diplomacy. Seems I was mistaken.
Well, it weren't our artillery that made that strike. I can tell you that much.
They must have done something to provoke an attack, which is why your safest path now is the one that leads to Matriarch's mercy. The Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest is beset with various dangers. Zealots, scavengers, creatures, and corporatists. Well, not certain about that last one anymore after the attack. Cultists, mad to the last one. I believe they worship the rifts or some such. People will turn to anything to ease their discomfort during times of crisis, I suppose. They're both unstable and violent. Auntie's forces call them scrappers, and uses them for just that, gathering scrap materials. Excessive abuse of stimulants has made them severely unbalanced and prone to violence. They've also been known to pose as refugees, to lure their victims into ambushes. There are several camps of them northwest of here. I'd strongly advise keeping your distance. The creatures are of the genus Varachnid. They are large enough to kill a full-grown human, and exceedingly willing to do so.
All our efforts add to the equation.
Refugees, looks like. And after that strike, there'll only be more at the gates.
Another refugee? Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations. That a fact? Well, I was going to give you a friendly warning, but since you don't have the time, I'll leave you to wonder. So be it. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Ish. How long are we meant to stay here?
Ask the order. I'm not in tradition.
My soup is nutritionally calculated.
I haven't seen this many folks crammed together since recalled libations night at the thrust.
I swear,
Smells about the same,
it's
too.
nigh on impossible to find decent animal remains.
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance. Don't want it, don't need it. I've gotten sick at least a dozen times since we set up camp. Why, last week alone, I caught hack lung, sprat tongue, skinny teeth, and a rare case of mortified skull emergence. Figured I might as well get used to being sick. So I'm practicing for my next disease. It's gonna be a nasty one. I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic disorders, it never ends. You too. Trust me, you don't want to catch this. Neither do I, for that matter. And then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something? Distraction and I are old colleagues at this point. My part in these shared circumstances is admittedly somewhat unique. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful. An illustrative way for our guests to see how we operate, to show how the crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations. I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions. Given our present circumstances, most of my data revolves around existential threats, vis-a-vis the displaced. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her time. Then back to it I shall get.
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation with the refugees. The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, it's beyond what I expected. And beyond what the Order is capable of handling, seems like. Antes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food. Real nice, Commander. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war. But nothing's ever really free, is it? I went through this myself when Auntie's Choice took over Tau Ceti. It took time to secure the merger, but once they did, we folk got the help we needed real quick. And all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's Mercy, so what is the Order actually gaining by doing this? The thought has crossed my mind, though I reckon we might have seen concrete proof of that by now. Anyhow, if the Order is in fact helping these folk with no hidden aims, then, well, I'll be the first to admit that there might just be merit in what they're selling. Appreciate you hearing me out.
What caused? Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere. Well, if it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment. Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grime. Suppose I frequently launch into as I am single-handedly making a event. Friends, neighbors, while you shelter in...
Shame what happened there. I seen the whole thing. Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be. Oh, I don't know. Assume there must be all sorts of pointy bits? And I wouldn't want you getting lockjaw. Seen a lot of makeshift shanties capsize lately. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Can't build in the walkways, can't set up in the exclusion zone. So they build up. Best they can, at least. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down. Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice they have? Order won't listen. Maybe if we interspersed our requests with numbers, they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes. Go on. You take care now. You hear?
Whilst peregrinating outside inhabited areas, those choosing to heed said warnings are predicted to have a 14.7% higher chance.
Since the schism, the Protectorate have rewritten history to exclude...
Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order projection. I mean, prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good. Oh. Well, the Order have got these things called personalized order predictions. Take about an hour for them to get a read on you. Then you get updates about your, path. First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rollo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one. As a laugh, everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on. I mean, if you want an exact estimate or percentage, talk to them. As for me, I just got that, what do you call it? Anecdotal feedback. A few times, I couldn't make heads or tail of half of it. Like, avoid anything representing whole numbers? I didn't know what to do about that. So I just stayed put. End of the day, I'm still here, and my co-occupant Ike isn't. So, I guess them prognostications work well enough. You did catch the part I said they saved my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take to the bank, you know? Figuratively speaking. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already.
We're not going anywhere! Not on the basis of some half-baked prediction. This so-called...
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. Okay. I give up. Tell me. Cheers to that, friend. When war looms its ugly head, adaptation is key. May Huffstutler, formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced. That's what those in the Order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import. Some are former Auntie's Choice like me. Some were abandoned by the Protectorate. All of us have been displaced by conflict somehow, directly or otherwise. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me. The exclusion zone. The Order has decided to keep us out thanks to some nebulous prediction of disaster. Screw their predictions. We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them. Thank you. That's what I've been trying to tell everyone. I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. I couldn't get anywhere with Administrant Agarwal, but you, maybe you'll have better luck. Thanks, stranger. Maybe fate's on our side for a change. You can find Agarwal in the lift building. Probably formulating another equation to get on my nerves.
What happened to this place? Law.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, don't tell me. You're here on behalf of the voice of the displaced, aren't you? Don't bother. My prognostication report listed an 85.2% probability we'd have this conversation. This is about the exclusion zone, correct? I keep forgetting you're a newcomer and unfamiliar to these parts. The exclusion zone is a mere corner of Matriarch's mercy, and rightfully off limits. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril. Indeed, and I'm hoping that's where you come in. The Seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, "An outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute." And now the voice has involved you. How auspicious. Perhaps you are the outside mediator who was foretold. I believe only in the cold, inconvenient mathematics of the cosmos. This will work. It must work. The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. With your seasoned perspective, perhaps the voice of the displaced will learn to listen. Any questions before you get started? Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them, form your own opinion, and when you are ready, you will decide the fate of the exclusion zone. Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiries. Good, good. Continue poking around further, though. Well then, if you need me in the meantime, I'll be...
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied. Court, you may... Yes. I have, as you may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine. If it was a duly appointed order official acting to assist me in distributing supplies to the displaced, yes. If that someone is you, no. With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one can hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me. If I can help others, my time is yours. Farewell.
By the law. You. Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out. Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lambing. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all. You see, the Seers are members of the Order who labor over the universal equation. Even in its unfinished state, the equation gives them the means to predict the future. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are. A dashing outsider standing before me. Forgive me. Thoughts of destiny and predictability tend to raise my blood pressure. Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
I have time to patch up 1 or 2 patients before we head out. I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks.
Welcome. Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?